Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So we have a new release from Natasha Denona. So that means we have to play around with these. These are the brand new Luxe Glam compacts from Miss Natasha Denona. And I have all three in my makeup loving hands to try out and demo for you. We're going to swatch, we're going to compare, we're going to talk about the differences, and I'm going to let you know which ones are my favorite, do I think you should buy, all that stuff. So if that sounds like fun to you, please stick around. And if you would like to join our growing community of beauty lovers and friends, we would seriously love to have you, so please hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell to join our little family. And we have so many fun releases coming up. I'm testing out a bunch of new makeup that I will be showing on my channel very, very shortly. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those reviews, then please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and let's get this party started. So any day that we have a new release from Natasha Denona, I think is a pretty good day. These are the new Natasha Denona Luxe Glam compacts. I mean, Luxe is in the name, so I had to review them, right? Because that's my name, Courtney Luxe. All kidding aside, it's a very good day whenever we have newness from Natasha Denona, but it's newness with a little asterisk because a lot of these shades in these compacts are either repeat shades or inspired by other Natasha Denona existing palettes. Here we have the Rosy compact, and I will swatch these for you. Next, we have the Cool tone, so that's cool right there. And then finally, we have Nude. So that is Nude right there. So I did a little bit of math. We have 3 palettes, and I have 2 eyes. So that means I can't exactly do the whole thing at once. So what I want to do is one look, and the grand finale, like, woo! So we're going to do that. I'm going to swatch and everything. First, I want to talk to you about what I have on my lips, because this is a new discovery for me, and I'm very excited about it. So Pixi sent me 3 of their lip balms. These are their lip tone pH reactive glosses, and they are moisturizing tinted glosses that create your unique hint of a tint shade. I was very excited to try these, and I was blown away by the quality of these. I love the colors, I love the finish, and these kind of stain your lips. I had this one on yesterday, the peachiness shade, which I'm going to swatch all of them and we'll try them on together a little bit later. But I tried this yesterday. It stained my lips for hours. I was outside in the cold, terrible weather, and this stained my lips, and it really lasted. So I'm very happy with these. Right now on my lips, I have Naturalness. So I really love these. I will link them down below, and a little bit later in the video, we'll try the different shades on. I do want to show you this peachiness shade because I really did love this. But I really like this, and I want to thank Pixi for sending them to me. It was very kind of them. And I will link everything down below, but I'll show you more of these later. But I wanted to just mention what I have on my makeup loving lips before we try out the eyeshadow. And also, before we get to the eyeshadow, so I'm trying out a plethora of new makeup products to report back to you on: the Sarah Creole Color Corrector, the Mary Phillips MPH Foundation, the Patrick Ta Concealer, the Say Bronzers, the new powder bronzers that they have out. So I'm trying out all this makeup. I have most of that on my face right now. The Mary Phillips Foundation I have on. What do you think of it? Also the Say Bronzer. My blush is Patrick Ta. That's not new. Oh, and also the Say Setting Spray. So a lot of new makeup coming, so please stay tuned. I know a lot of you are interested in the Sarah Creole Color Correctors. Hint, hint, I love them, but I will have a more in-depth analysis coming for you guys in a new video. Oh, and also I'm trying out the Danessa Myrick. She came out with a new primer, like a plumping primer. So I'm trying that under this foundation as well. So I'm trying all those things, and I will get back to you soon in a new video. But I just wanted you to get a little preview of coming attractions and let me know, what do you think of my foundation? What do you think of the bronzer? Let me know. And I will take that into account when I'm doing my final analysis for all these new goodies. Oh, and also the new Kulfi lip liners, the staining lip liners. I tried one maybe 8 hours ago. It's still slightly there. See that? That is from hours ago. So that is very promising also. Very excited to continue trying those out. If you want to see all those products and more reviewed more in depth, please make sure that you hit the little subscribe button and the notification bell so that you do not miss out on those reviews, because we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. Okay, so let's talk eyeshadow. So I'm going to swatch these. So let's start with the Cool palette. Okay, so that is the shimmery shade. Oh, nice and creamy. Okay, so that's it so far. Take the pinky. So those are all the shades swatched on my makeup loving hands. Okay. Ooh, Nice. So as always, I swatch these shades twice so that you can see how the pigment builds up. So this is the Rosy palette. So very pretty. So now let us try the cool one. Should take this off my makeup loving hand. My makeup loving wipes. So let me know in the comments down below, how have you guys been doing? What have you been up to lately? Doing anything fun? Any fun vacation plans coming up? Are you enjoying this wintry weather that we're having? Let me know. So let's do the cool palette. Okay, so that's the first shade. Oh, pretty. That's the second one. It's Natasha Denona. Of course it's going to be beautiful, but look at that. Okay. And the third shade. Okay. And the last shade. So now we have the cool palette. So rosy and cool. I'm most interested to see how the nude and the cool one compare on swatches because they look a little bit similar in the pan, tiny bit. So let's swatch the nude palette. So that's the first shade right there. Oh, I swatched on the wrong finger because the wrong hand. Because this now has to go over here. And the next one there. And the third one. And then the last one. Okay. So this is the nude palette. So the nude and the cool, they're kind of similar. And then we have the rosy. So those are all three swatched together. Like I always say, we're in a battle of the swatches. So I think what I'm going to do is rosy on one side, cool on the other, and then we'll finish off with the nude. So as you can see, you could probably get a very similar look if you already have the I Need a Nude palette. But this is obviously a lot more compact. So if you already love this palette and you want a more condensed version, or you never invested in this palette, but you want this kind of color story, these are really portable. And also, I forgot to show you, the outside packaging is adorable. So that is the outside packaging for the nude one. This is the cool one. And that is the rosy one. I'm going to blot off this lip gloss just because I don't want it to throw off the color of the eyeshadows, but I will show you the other ones that I have later. But I don't want it to throw off the color of the eyeshadows. So let me just blot this off. But as you can see, it did leave behind a stain. See? Very even stain, so I've really been loving those. Let us start with the rosy palette. So the rosy palette is very similar to the retro palette and the My Dream palette. So if you have either of those palettes, you probably have something similar to this, or you could do a similar look, but again, much more compact version. If you're interested in the cool one, then if you have the Glam or the Xenon palette, you probably have something similar to this. But again, much more compact. So if you love those palettes and you just want something that you could travel with, put in your purse, whatever it may be, this might be a good option for you. Or, like I said earlier, with the I Need a Nude palette, if you've never invested in any of these big palettes, these little compacts are a nice way to try out the color stories and the theme of those palettes without investing in a very large palette. And the nude one resembles the I Need a Nude palette, obviously, and the Biba palette. Okay, so let's get to applying these beauties right here. My makeup loving eyelids are primed with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Eden, my go-to primer. So now we are going to dip into the rosy palette, or quad, I should say. First, we're going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to try to apply that as a base. Ooh, very powdery. Okay. Very nice. That is a nice one and done shade. Okay, so that is this shade from the rosy one all over the lid. We're going to take this shade right here and put that into the outer corner. Taking a Rephr 15 brush that is stained blue. I'm trying to remember as I'm doing this what stained it blue. I don't know if it was the Chanel Denim collection or I feel like it was the Danessa Myricks. I don't really know. But it is stained blue for now. Hopefully we can redeem it. So those are, went a little dramatic there. Those are these two shades all over the lid. Well, actually, no, the darker shade I just put in the outer corner. So now I'm going to take this gold shade right here. Now, obviously, when you're using these palettes at home, you don't have to use all 4 shades. I'm using them so you could see how they work together and how the palette comes together. This is a Rephr 13 brush. And I'm doing an inner corner highlight and a little bit towards the front. Well, it's a pretty inner corner highlight. And then I'm going to take this shade right here, just place it, oh, I fell on my eyelashes, in the middle there. Okay, so this is the Rosy palette up close. So this rosy tone is more of a rusty rose, a rusty mauve with more of a brown undertone. It's not a bright pink rosy like my lips or my blush. It's more subdued. It's more similar actually to the other quads from this collection, but it's very pretty. Of course, the formula is fantastic. It's Natasha Denona. It could not be good, right? But this is more of a, like I said, not a in-your-face pink rosy. This is a much more subdued, everyday, kind of like a rusty rose type of look. That's how I would describe it, but it's really pretty. All right, so now my other makeup-loving eye, we are going to go into the Cool palette, and then we will do our finale with the Nude palette. Okay, so let's dip into this beauty right here, and we're going to use this shade right here as the base. Again, tap off, very powdery. Okay. And this is a rougher #1 brush. Just kind of packing that on the eyelid. So this would be a very good one and done shade if you just want a very neutral eye look. Something very basic. Okay, very nice. So now I'm going to take this diffuser brush, this is the N20S from Nikki LaRose, and going to go into this deeper brown shade right here. Tap it off a little bit. So I just want a very light application of that deeper shade. Well, I like that. Well, I love that actually. Okay, now this shade I'm going to use a rougher #1 again. A different rougher #1. I think it's different. I think so. Okay, and I'm going to put that actually into the outer corner. So we're going to do a very shimmery look, but of course you don't have to use these shades if you wanted to do it just a more everyday look, or you didn't want to use both glitter shades. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so you see how that's laying very nicely. Because we're going to put the more dramatic shimmer shade on the inner corner. That's really nice. Okay, so taking this one with my finger and just putting it directly on the inner corner towards the middle. And just pressing it on there. Ooh, I like that a bit more. So much more of a wet look than the other shimmer shade. The way that the light is when I'm filming, these wet looks tend to look a little bit like they have gaps in them. They don't, it's just the lighting. Because the way the eyeshadow is capturing the light as I'm moving around. That is beautiful. Okay, so now you can see a definite difference between the rosy side and the cool side. The rosy side definitely has more of a pink undertone, but more like a dusty rose, or rusty rose, I should say. Because it has that brown undertone, and then here's the cool one. Both very pretty. Of course, I would do eyeliner mascara typically, but I am going to be doing one final look, so I'm going to leave it like that. But let me know in the comments, which look do you like better? Rosy or cool? Rosy or cool? I love them both. I think I'm leaning more towards the cool side, but I don't know. I think these are great, like if you wanted to throw it in your purse and take a look from daytime to nighttime, say you don't have time to go home and change or do like a big makeup look. This you could take very easily, both of these palettes, you could take very easily from day to night. Just throw it in your purse, no confusion, you know what colors go together. You don't have to go through 15 different colors in a large pan to figure out what pairs best with what. It's already done for you, the guesswork is taken out. It's really pretty. So let me know in the comments down below, which one do you prefer? Rosy or cool? Or both, because like I always say, why have one when you can have both? All right, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Okay, beauty, so I have removed those two makeup looks, and now we're going to do, I was going to say I need a nude. This is the Luxe Glam Compact in the nude color story. So just taking the shade right here. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, lately I've just been loving a good, solid brown color as a one and done shade for everyday use. I don't know what it is. Lately, it's just what I've been going towards. Now, this is a little bit light to be a one and done shade in my opinion, but you could make it work, but it's a little bit light, but it's very pretty. Just building it up a little bit. I'm going to do the same look on both sides so we look cohesive and luxe. Very creamy. And this is a Refer 1. I got it right. It's a Refer 1. I'm so proud of myself. I always say that eventually I want to get so good at knowing my brushes that I want to be like a surgeon. Like, get me a Refer 15. Get me a BK Beauty 101. You know, kind of like that and not even have to look at them. I don't know who I'm yelling at to get me the brushes, but if I could just be like that, I think I would have achieved greatness in the YouTube Academy. I wonder if there is a YouTube Academy. I keep talking about it, but I don't know if it's something I just made up or I don't know. I don't know if you could see, I have a lot of fallout on my face, so just be careful with the chunky shades, the more wet looks. There is a good amount of fallouts. Just be careful. So now we're taking a Refer 15 and going into the deeper shade right here. I'm going to buff it out on the back of my hand just so I get a light application of the shade because these are quite pigmented. And trying to also aim this more into the crease. That's pretty. That would be a good everyday look. Just simple. I could see myself using these a lot during the work week, like when I just need something quick and easy, or I want to grab it or I just want to throw it in my bag and go. I feel like I'm going to be using these a lot. I'm going to go into, let's see, this shade right here. This one. And just popping that in the middle, just very lightly, and kind of in the middle and then off to the end. Oh, it's pretty. This might be my favorite one. I don't know. These are all pretty. I feel like they all serve a purpose. So I like how this sparkle has more of a gold tone to it than the other ones. And this, I'm taking a Refer Shadow number 2 or pointed brush into this. Now I could do this more with my finger, but I just want to get a very light dusting on the inner corner there, just a little pop of something. Yeah, because I don't want a ton. I just want to give it a little bit of life on the inside there. Bring it out there. Okay. A bit more. Tap that out a little bit. That's really pretty. I like this one, I think, the best. I wasn't going to get all three, but I thought it would be helpful for you guys to see the difference between them so you could decide which one would be best for you. Because it's hard to tell sometimes in the pan. Just be careful with these, though. First, just be careful. Something wrong with a little glitter on the face, right? But just be careful. In case you don't want that. I'm just doing the littlest, teeniest, tiniest bit of inner corner highlight with that light shade right there. See? Just give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to take the Nikki Lures N23, this one right here. Okay, that's very pretty. And now I'm going to combine these two shades, kind of this. I'm going to combine this and this and just do a little bit of eyeliner on top. More so relying on the brown shade right here, but just a little bit of this one right here, just kind of combining them. So obviously if you wanted a more subdued look, you wouldn't have to use all of these shades at the same time or at the same, intensity that I'm using them. But I just want to give you an idea as to what the palette can do if you were to utilize all 4 shades. Okay, so what I did just for fun, I took this Details by Tati brush. This is the EX7 brush. And I just took this brown shade and put a little bit on the inner corner, like very, very small amount, just a hint, just to kind of widen the eyes a little bit or just give it a different look. And I'm just taking my concealer brush, whatever's left over. There is a little bit of fallout under the eye. And now I'm going to apply mascara. This is the Cosa Soul Gazer mascara. I've been really enjoying this. This is a sample size, but I've been using this a lot. I really like it. Does a good job of separating the lashes. All right, so that is the mascara. So let me show you the final look. What do we think? I have to say, I think the nude one is my personal favorite, just because it's a little bit of a warmer tone to it. I could just see myself using this more on an everyday basis. Just want to fix that up a little bit. But I see myself using this the most. But they're all beautiful. I just don't think you need all of them. If you're picking up the nude one, I don't think you need the cool tone one. If you're picking up the rosy one, I don't think you need the cool tone or vice versa. So my ranking system, my unofficial ranking, would be the nude one first, then the cool one, and then the rosy. They're all beautiful, like I said, but as you can see, they're quite similar. I just messed one up, but that's the sacrifice that I make for making YouTube videos, so I'll fix that later. But as you can see, they're all pretty similar. So my unsolicited advice would be, hopefully it's solicited. Hopefully you want my advice. That's why you're here. Not advice, just my opinion, right? My opinion would be to go with the color story that you think you would use the most. So if you're more of a cool tone gal, or you love like a good rosy shade, like a dusty rose, or more of a rusty rose with a brown undertone, or the more of a warm tone, even though this is nude, it leans a little bit more warm. I would just pick that color story and go with that one. I don't think this is a thing where you need all 3 of them, in my humble opinion, unless you love Natasha Denona so much that you want her larger size pans in a compact version, then I think you'd be very happy with these. I don't think anybody would be unhappy with these. I just don't think you need all 3 at the same time. That's just my humble opinion. So I do love these. I think they're great. And I can see myself using these a lot. Like I said, during the work week or for travel, I'll definitely be using these. I just don't know if I would pick up all 3 if I was not reviewing them. That's just my humble opinion on those. So let me quickly talk to you about the lip glosses that I want to show you, and then we will wrap this baby up. So like I said earlier, I want to thank Pixie for sending me these. I have really been enjoying them, and I'm so happy that I can show you these lip products today. So we have 3 shades. We have Naturalness, Pink Patina, and Peachiness. So let's start with Pink Patina, since I actually haven't swatched this one yet. I swatched the other 2 and tried them. Ooh, okay. Kind of like a milky pink. Very pretty. So that is Pink Patina. Well, I'm excited to try that one. Next, we have Naturalness. So that's what I had on earlier. So that is Naturalness. And then we have Peachiness. And since these are pH reactive, they will perform on everybody differently. But as far as the quality of the product, I'm really impressed. These kept my lips very hydrated. I was out in the terrible winter weather yesterday, and these kept my lips in good shape. And also the stain lasted for hours. Like, I'm talking hours. So I was very impressed with that. So first we have Pink Patina, Naturalness, and Peachiness. Let's try Pink Patina first. So very hydrating. A little bit of a thicker formula, which is nice during the winter. This is Pink Patina. What do we think? Has a beautiful shimmer to it that's not too obvious, not too in your face, but you could still see it. I love that. So very pretty, very glossy, and extremely hydrating. So that is Pink Patina. So I'm going to take this gorgeous shade off my makeup loving lips, and then we're going to move on to Naturalness. Okay, so let's move on to the shade Naturalness. So this is the shade Naturalness. So a little bit similar to the prior shade, but really beautiful. Look how full my lips look, how hydrated. It's very nice. It's a beautiful formula. I'm very, very impressed with this formula. And according to Pixi, this works with the lips pH level to give you a glossy tint that's an enhanced version of your own lip color. So I think you're going to see more of a difference when we try on the peachiness shade, but this is really beautiful too. So again, this is the shade Naturalness. And then finally, we have the shade Peachiness. To me, this looks a little bit darker. But as you can see, when I was taking those off, the last two shades, it did stain my lips. Okay, so this is the shade Peachiness. So they're all kind of similar, I guess, because it's pH reactive. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would probably pick the Peachiness shade, this one right here. I really like the finish of these. I think they're very hydrating. So I have been having a lot of fun playing around with these. And I want to thank Pixi for sending them to me. I've been really enjoying them. And I will link them down below in case you're curious about checking them out. But the price on these is very, very reasonable. These are only $8 and they're sold at Ulta. I will link them down below. But for the price, I think you're getting an excellent formula. Very comfortable on the lips. It leaves behind a stain. And I think the shades are beautiful. So I will link these down below. Let me know if you have any questions, but I've been very impressed. And thank you again to Pixi for sending these to me. So that wraps up our little Natasha Denona / Pixi party. I hope this was helpful for you to see all three palettes on the same video. Let me know if you have any questions about the formula, about the shades, or if you need help picking out which one you want to buy. Let me know. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I know we all have such busy lives. So the fact that you choose to spend any part of your day with me makes me feel so happy and so grateful. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I will have everything linked down below. Let me know what you think of my new makeup. This will all be makeup that you'll be seeing featured on this channel coming up very soon. But let me know what you think of the foundation, the bronzer. Let me know. Also, everything will be linked down below. And if you decide to use my links, it's a small way to help support my channel at no additional cost to you. But if you do decide to use my links, I greatly appreciate you because it does take time and effort to go click on the link and use my link. So I greatly appreciate if you decide to use my links. So thank you for your support. And also, if you have nothing to say about the products, just let me know that you stopped by. Say hello in the comments. I love chatting with you. And I thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.